You got a little light. Look at this space. Got a whole couch.
It's a little bigger.
Got a whole couch, baby. Because they're cleaning up your mess. Good morning! Today is Tuesday and it's super cold in Florida. I mean, it's in the 50s. I'm wearing a little sweater that I got from House of CB. And I've been trying to get this sweater again, but I think the only color they have is a Disney blue color, like Cinderella blue. Not even Cinderella blue. It's I can't even explain it, but it's kind of ugly. And I really want this in like a cream or something, but they just don't have it. But last week's vlog, I was saying that my groin was hurting, so I'm going to the doctor's today, and then I am going to finish editing a video that should be already posted. Then I'm going to respond to some job postings because I am an attorney. I'm a licensed attorney. I'm actually licensed in 2 states, Tennessee and New Jersey, and your girl is broke. So I'm like, let me see if I can try to find a job that maybe they'll let me work remote. If not, maybe move to Jersey for a year or 2, stack my coins up, pay some of these bills off, then move somewhere else, because I don't think I want to live in New York, New Jersey long term because it's too cold. But I know, you never know, I might like it. I do know that wherever we move, we're gonna keep relocating. I guess not relocating, but we're gonna keep traveling back and forth to Florida, because even though I don't really care for Florida, especially with the stuff that's going on with Florida, I still have a lot of things here and it's still home base, but I don't want to live here, if that makes sense. I don't know, like it makes sense in my head, but it might not make sense to the general pop. I'm gonna go to Starbucks because Starbucks has a chokehold on me, and because I have a doctor's appointment at 11, I'm meeting my friend at 10:30-ish. I just want to eat something. I don't have time to cook and I don't want to be late because I should have woke up earlier. But this is the fit, just leggings. I'll probably put on, I don't know, because I'm wearing black and gray, I don't think I have any boots that I really want to wear. My Uggs because they're so comfortable, but they're tan and this is black and gray. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna wear my Ivy Park white sneakers. I think that's what we're gonna do because that's cute. The white will come from here, and then I'm just gonna wear my black purse. So let me get my things together because I feel like I'm already running late and I hate rushing. But as you see on these weekly vlogs, I'm always running late somewhere. Just left the doctor's, the all clear. She said that just with increased exercise, it can get swollen. So I'm just gonna have to start icing my pelvis because apparently my little body can't handle it. So I'm at my favorite place, Whole Foods, because I have not eaten all day and it's about to be 12 o'clock. So I'm just gonna get some kale out of here. Their sushi is fire, so I'm gonna get one of those. I'm cooking shrimp tonight, but I kind of want angel hair pasta. So I'm gonna get some angel hair pasta. I think we have cheese, that's fine, and then I'm gonna get a heavy whipping cream because I want to make a sauce out of it. I already have onions and everything, and I actually might get a regular kale to put in there to add the little bit of green, but not that much. My goal is to spend only $50 in here, but if I could spend less than $50, that'd be even great. Ooh, I'm watching this person is being nosy, like there's a nerd, and I think he was like smoking a vape, and this guy's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing it. He's like, everyone has his vices. So annoying. I spent exactly $52.24. I'm going to do my best to stop being chaotic. Ivana, fix my life because it's clearly a mess right now. Ooh, woosah, woosah. I finally got a schedule down packed. I'm gonna be more productive. I feel like I know what I want to do now, and I feel like to get more clarity, I'm gonna start going to Bible study on Wednesday because I need God. I need something in my life because going these past Sundays have been great, but I feel like I just need an extra boost, an extra so I think I'm gonna start doing that. And I know it's not with Pastor Tibbet because that's who I go to. I go to Live Church, Live on Sundays, but probably someone else because I know he's on tour right now, so I don't think he's doing it. So I'm gonna check it out and see. And I'm about to cook dinner. I already prepped it, and we're gonna have some shrimp type thing. I got some angel hair. I'm gonna make the sauce from scratch, so I will show you all of that. So I asked my husband what time does he want dinner ready, and he said 6:30, and it is 5:45. So that's why I'm glad I kind of prepped before when I asked him. So like I said, let me go ahead and just get this dinner started. So I have all my ingredients laid out: onions, mushrooms, angel hair pasta, some shrimp, tomatoes, and I have some broccoli. I like to clean the kitchen first because I can't do cooking with a dirty kitchen, so I just put all my dishes up, and then I sauteed the onions first with some herbs, smoked paprika, some cumin, really getting those flavors, and you're gonna cook the onions until they're tender. Then I added the broccoli and mushrooms while I'm cooking the shrimp. Season that, basically garlic shrimp. Add my tomatoes in last, put some white wine in there to reduce it down for it to really get that flavor in. And then I took some Italian cheese with some heavy whipping cream to put that in there to make the sauce. And then I also added some shrimp in the sauce as well as reserving some shrimp on the side so you can put on top. Like, so good. And then I cooked the pasta last because the pasta only takes 4 minutes to cook. And I took some of the pasta water and put it in the sauce to thin it out. Good morning. Today is Thursday. I didn't vlog yesterday because all I did was edit. I don't know what, YouTube was just playing games, but we are going to a luxury movie theater tonight. I'm so excited because it's brand new. It just opened up. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna see Ant-Man and the Wasp. I know the movie's been out for a while, but life just happened and we haven't been able to watch it, so we're gonna do that today. And then I'm gonna cook breakfast. I've been cooking this breakfast for about a few days now, and I've been losing weight from it because I really haven't been able to eat too much else, and I've been trying to like find different healthy breakfasts that keeps you full but low calorie. I'm gonna film this one. This is one that it's whatever is in your house you can make. You just need basic ingredients: a can of tomatoes, or if you have fresh tomatoes that would work too, 2 eggs, garlic, onion, either onion or a shallot. I started adding greens to it, so before I didn't make it green like the first time because it's like an African dish. The original recipe doesn't have greens in it. It's really just tomato based with eggs, your smoked herbs and spices like smoked paprika, cumin, chili powder, like things of that nature, very herby, very earth notes. That's what you would need. Then the eggs. I added kale yesterday, and so I have some Swiss chard. So I'm gonna do Swiss chard and kale today with some mushrooms, with the egg, garlic, ginger. I don't have any more shallots, so I'm gonna use an onion. I'm gonna use half an onion, but it's gonna be good. I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, so I got 1 onion. I'm gonna use half of this. I've got some diced tomatoes, the fire roasted because I just like the way that tastes. I've got some mushrooms, kale. I got 1 thing of Swiss chard because it's just a single serving. And then I've got my garlic. I've got some ginger cubes in the freezer. So I'm gonna chop my onion in half. Now I'm gonna leave the other half. So I peeled my onion, and this is how that looks. So when you cut it this way, this is how you don't have like the runny eyes. So you cut the tip off just a little bit, and then slice it underneath. I typically do up to 4 slices so you can see the little slits. So then you're gonna do it vertical and go pretty much do little slits all the way down until you're like so. So then you've got the slits all the way up top, in the middle, and then you take your thumb. Obviously I have nails, so it looks a little weird, and then you're just gonna cut down. And my cutting board is small too, so be mindful. Then you just hit the sides up, and then you just end up having the end. And you have perfect little squares. Sometimes I go in and chop just the top parts of it, make sure that it all got cut. So I'm gonna set this aside. I already washed my Swiss chard. Then what I'm gonna do with this, take the green leafy parts off, and we're gonna cut that later. So then we're gonna take the stems, and we're just gonna cut the stems and put that with our onions because we're gonna saute that at the same time. Okay, so then we've got our green leafy part from the Swiss chard stems. We're just gonna fold that on top. I cut it in half, put it on top again, and we're just going to cut it in strips. I'm gonna put this in a separate bowl just because I don't want the strips to kind of get mixed in with the stems. And this is also a great way to measure it. So then here's my kale. I'm just gonna add the kale on top. This is also a great way to measure how much greens. So pretty much just a bowl full of greens. Essentially it's a handful of kale. So then we've got mushrooms. I'm just gonna use 2. There's only 4 left. probably gonna eat this tomorrow. To avoid mixing mushrooms, I'm just gonna use 2. I like my mushrooms pretty thick, but since we are using 2, I might cut up just a little bit thinner than how I usually like it so I can have more mushroom pieces. And I think what really makes this meal low cal but also not hitting your gut is all this foods that I'm putting in this breakfast is gut friendly. It's anti-bloating, garlic's anti-bloating, ginger's anti-bloating, and it really promotes gut health. The kale, the Swiss chards is really good greens, and then you've got the onions, you've got the mushrooms, so it's jam-packed with some of the best things. I was thinking about cooking quinoa with it to really fill it up, so having like the quinoa at the bottom and then putting the stuff on top of the quinoa. I woke up a little late this morning, so I'm not going to do the quinoa today, but I am going to do the quinoa tomorrow, and I won't record the full process of me doing this because I feel like that'll be repetitive. I will, however, show me cooking the quinoa and then putting it all together and showing like the afterwards and telling you guys which is better, or you know, how to make the dish even more richer. But because I'm kind of on a time crunch today, I won't do the quinoa because I have to think about how I want to cook the quinoa. Because last time I cooked it in chicken broth to give it a little bit more flavor, and it's probably how I'll cook it tomorrow. That'll be perfect because tomorrow I'm going to Pilates. I signed up because I got the all clear that I can work out. All right, so my garlic is nicely fine chopped. I've got all my ingredients chopped. Let me get my pan, so then let me start doing this breakfast. So I'm using avocado oil, just enough to coat the pan, nothing too crazy. Ginger cube in there. I added 2 teaspoons of ginger. You just want the onions to just get a little translucent. I am now going to add the smoked paprika, the chili powder, the cumin, black pepper, and some kosher salt. I'm also adding a dry herb seasoning blend in here. See, it's a little brown. I'm adding the garlic in here as well as the mushrooms. And because mushrooms take up a lot of flavor out of your dish, I'm going in and adding more of the smoked paprika, but mostly on top of the mushrooms, and then adding a little more chili powder. If you have a fresh chili, that works even better. Add a little bit more cumin in there. So as you can see, it's pretty much orange. Because this is a single serving, I am using a half a can of the tomatoes, but because I have the greens, I'm going to throw the greens in here first, just so that kind of cooks down. It gets into my mixture, so I don't have to keep adding more seasoning to it. Kind of coat it in the seasoning and try to cook it down just a tad bit. So now it's cooked down. I'm going to add my half a can of tomatoes, and I just added a spoonful at a time. And then we're gonna lower the heat as well. I have some fresh tomatoes, and I'm gonna wash those really quickly, chop them up, and add it in here. Okay, so I cut my tomatoes up just in half. Because I have more greens than tomato sauce, that's why I cut up some fresh tomatoes, put it in there. Gonna mix around the fresh tomatoes with the can so it's nicely even in here. Like I said, always taste your food. I also add just a little bit of sugar from the tomatoes, try to bring that acidity down. Adding a little bit more seasonings because the greens take up a lot. So when I put the eggs in here, I don't season the eggs because it already has a lot. So that's why I try to make sure that the base is as seasoned as possible. That's in there. We're going to crack our 2 eggs now. I've got my organic brown eggs. And then you can make a little hole just a tad bit so the egg gets cooked really well. So once you put the eggs on, you're gonna put a lid and then cook it to your desired doneness for how you want the egg. I really want a runny yolk, and so I think I'm going to cook this for 3 minutes and I'm just gonna wait until the white around the eggs is cooked, and then I'm gonna take it off. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna take it out now because I think my yolk should be good enough. This is what I'm wearing to the movies. Nothing too fancy. I wanted to be comfortable, and I'm gonna put a jacket on top just in case it's cold. Actually, I might bring my blanket. I like to be cozy in the movie theater. We're supposed to be leaving at 1. It's already 1:02. Let me get to the car and go, and then I'm gonna show you what the movie theater looks like. I'm gonna bring my camera. I'm gonna bring my bigger purse so I can fit everything. I gotta rush. I'm rushing back. Okay, so we made it to the movie theater. It's so cute. It's such luxury vibes, and they have a full parking garage. Too cute. Gonna see Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I got my blanket, got my drink in here, and we're about to head out. Y'all, this movie theater is nice, y'all. It is super nice. There's nobody here. We're going to Theater 9.
We wanted to go over a few showtimes to order food.
This is where we're gonna be sitting at.
You and a server will be
Lily, you got a little light. You got a little light. Look at this space. We got a whole couch.
It's a little bigger.
Got a whole couch, baby. Y'all, there's nobody in this movie theater right now. Can we also appreciate how big the theater is? Like, this is one of the smaller ones because obviously Ant-Man has been out for a while, so they're not gonna put us in the biggest theater. But look how big this theater is. And like, the seats are really comfortable. They're couch style, so you get to be next to your partner, but still having a space where you're not next to a stranger, like
a rando.
you're not like bumping arms next to someone. So I do appreciate that. Like, see how the theater looks. Honestly, this would be a good theater to like buy all the seats. Like if you had a school or something like that. They don't have that many. This is the first one in Central Florida, but I'm gonna put the link down for the theater, see if y'all have one in y'all's area, because I got the poke bowl and he got the spicy chicken sandwich, right?
Sure did.
And a milkshake. I didn't get a milkshake, but I have my my drink. What I do love about this theater, the service is top notch. We got water, a big cup, and then you press this little button right here.
Go and sign it once the lights go up. And again, if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to push that button.
I feel like they explained it better than I did, but the button for service, we got water, and our food's coming. I am so excited. This has actually been like one of the best movie experiences that I've had in a while, so. Good morning. Today is Friday. I'm going to Pilates today and hopefully everything goes well. I'm gonna try to bring y'all with me, and I'm gonna cook like a simple breakfast today because it's already 10:30. The tomato stuff that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna make that tomorrow because I want to actually have time to enjoy my morning because Pilates is at 3. It's gonna take me 30 minutes to get there. I want to go ahead and pay for my law license, the card. So I gotta go to Amscot, get a money order. So I want to do that beforehand. And I might go to the grocery store after Pilates. We'll see. I'm not fully committed to that yet. Like I said, I'm just gonna have simple breakfast bagel. I think I have some fruit. Oh, I know I have some blueberries, so I'll probably have some blueberries. I don't think we have any oranges. And I'm gonna chill a little bit, get my stuff together. Oh, and I have an interview on Monday. We'll see how that is. Hopefully it's working remote because I really don't feel like moving to Jersey right now, but your girl is broke. I need another consistent job for bringing in extra money while I get this YouTube off the ground, because I am an attorney. I still work, but it's kind of contract based, so whenever I get a contract, they ain't coming fast enough, so I'm gonna still do that while working this job, just depending on what it is. And I really wonder what we're gonna do moving forward because your girl is going to Coachella. I think that this job, they said that you have to, training is on site, which would be in Jersey, but I guess I'll know more later, I guess after Monday. Here's my Pilates fit, and then I've got this little Peloton bag. I'm gonna put my keys in there. So I'm pretty sure they have a locker, but just in case, just gonna put my keys and my phone in there. Let me go. We shall see if they gonna be on time today. I'm gonna get there 15 minutes early, so we shouldn't have no issues because I want to be able to set up the camera and everything, but we gonna see. All right, y'all, done made it to Pilates. The parking lot still looks semi-empty for, I think there to be maybe 10 people or supposed to be in this class. We gonna see if we actually gonna have this class. Okay, the bathroom is really cute and they have all this stuff. I like that. Yeah, Pilates had me struggling, okay? I thought I was in shape, but I am not in shape.
I hate working out though. Come on, 20. Myrtle is a horrible workout partner. The only thing she's good for in this gym is being a pretty thing to look at and providing lots of laughs.
I'm finna go to Whole Foods, get my husband some hot dog buns, get me some sushi. I need to turn my thing off. I burned 400 calories. I was reading articles and stuff about, yes, Pilates can make you lose weight, but it's not gonna give you that tone look that you see like the celebrities do it, which I get because it is a lot of core and it's a lot of like movement, but I'm pretty strong and Pilates just works you out differently. I've strengthened my core so much, but in Pilates, my core felt extremely weak. So I think I'm going to do Pilates once a week because I can't do more than once a week. I'm about a 10 class package and then I'm gonna do it up until the summertime and revisit if I want to get like more, you know, 10 classes, because 10 classes, that's like 10 weeks, you know, once a week for 10 weeks, that's 2 months, and I'm gonna see how my body looks and then I'm gonna go from there. Okay, so this is what I cooked for dinner. Some salmon, kale, some roasted carrots. You can see, and in that white stuff is some salt flake. And I got this soda. And it's supposed to be gut friendly and it's only 50 calories. Husband approves of the salmon for dinner. Let me try this soda. Oh, okay. It tastes like a healthy version of Sprite. It definitely doesn't taste like Sprite. It's got a little aftertaste to it. But we're about to eat dinner, watch a little Summer House, and call it a night. Okay, so here's the breakfast that I said I was gonna make today because today is Saturday. I washed my quinoa and I'm going to take some chicken broth. So I have like these small little ones and it's actually the perfect size because I need a cup and this is exactly the ounces. Okay, so I got my pot with my freshly washed quinoa, so I'm just gonna... Then I'm gonna add some smoked paprika to continue with the smokiness that we're gonna have with this meal. And then I'm putting my chimichurri mix. It's my favorite. I'm gonna add a little bit of cumin and then putting my broth. That's what it looks like. And we're gonna stir it up. And this is gonna cook on the stove for 15 minutes. I didn't put any salt in here because like I said, we're trying to make sure that everything's low sodium and healthy. And I use the chicken broth and that has salt in it. Okay, so I'm doing errands today. I really wanted to go to the mall because I was close to the mall, but social anxiety prevented me from doing that. So I'm at the car wash, getting the car wash. Went to Starbucks, even though I'm trying not to. I'm doing a challenge, so that's the only reason why I'm there. Y'all see the skin? The skin is hopping. I went to an elder law class today, and it was so informative. I be trying to tell people that you really need to make sure you have a will, a trust, power of attorney, like all those documents. Even if you're young, people be thinking like, oh, well, I don't need that. You can get into a car accident today and be in a coma. Who's gonna help you? Who's gonna take care of your finances? People work too hard for everything to be taken away. And even I had this conversation with my husband, like, oh, well, you know, the law is this, that. I'm like, look, the law is in place to help and to not help. The only way the law doesn't help if you don't know what you're doing. You always see rich people getting over the system and all that. They're like, oh, there's a loophole. No, it's really just about the more information you have, the more you can take control over your life. When you don't have information, you're ignorant. You can't be like, oh, well, the rich keep doing that because they have the knowledge to do it. They seek out the knowledge. They pay for attorneys. They pay for advisors. Whereas people who are middle class and down, they're like, well, I don't think I need this, but you can go on a trip. You can buy a designer bag. But when it comes to actually saving your investments, actually doing what's best for you, people hesitant. And even with death, like, oh, well, I don't want to think about death. You know, death is coming every day. You are closer to your funeral. Whether or not you want to think about that, every time you stress, you done shed a piece of your life off. Every time you worry, you done took a piece of your life off. You gotta take care of your finances. You gotta take care of yourself. Whether or not you feel like it's necessary, it is. Or like, oh, that's not my problem. Okay, well, that's gonna be your husband's problem. Or that's gonna be your wife's problem. It's gonna be your mom's problem. Like, whoever's your next of kin, that's gonna be their problem. And they're not even gonna be able to properly grieve because they're cleaning up your mess. And if maybe all of this was taken care of, they would be able to grieve and we wouldn't have this consistent trauma going along. Because I do feel like when people aren't able to grieve properly, that trauma lingers and it just makes things more difficult than it has to be. Well, that's my little lesson. You know, take that what you want. I am an attorney, so I think I kind of know a thing or two, but you know. Oh, okay, that's new. I got this yellow dragon fruit because they say that the dragon fruit is good for gut health. So I think it's ripe now. So I'm gonna cut it and then see how it tastes. So online they say to cut it. Ooh, it is ripe. It's cutting like butter. This is what it looks like. We get a spoon. Oh, do we have any plastic silverware? Ooh, the flesh is white. Ooh, this is good. This is really good.